mention to you that I've started to do a better job documenting the work we do for our clients like ACMS, and that I wanted a place on our website where other companies who were considering the process might get an idea from customers of what it's like transitioning into Sage CRM.
Long. Long.
That's okay.
At the same time, I get that we brought you a product. You had the product, but we really had to train you what it is to be a condo manager and what was needed. And
yeah, that's all right. So backstory for anybody that's watching this, I met Crystal probably 6 years ago. You already had Sage CRM and had Sage 300. Sage CRM wasn't functional, but you had a clear vision of what you wanted to do.
correct.
Well, a vision as of 6 years ago. It's evolved. Every year you guys do a little bit more with CRM. But yeah, what did I know about the property management business? Now I know a little bit.
My vision was that it would be one platform where I didn't have multiple windows that I had to open, that it would support the financials, the emails, all the history for the units, the property. That was a big learning curve for you, but we got there.
We did get there. So now, and part of this video, I'll probably show people the system. Like we can go bring up a condo. You can see all the units. I can see all the property managers, all the communications, but primarily all of the issues that your team manages in their day-to-day affairs of, problems come in, solutions go out, right?
Yep. And I guess what would make it really different probably than any other business is usually it's not here's the problem, here's the fix. A lot of the times it's ongoing for a long time and you're chasing cases or court claims or so the historical information becomes imperative that we have it.
Yeah, well, you guys have underneath the building, you have an issue, we call it a case, and a case might be connected to multiple units, it might be connected to multiple vendors, and you might have a bunch of jobs, like there's water coming into unit 1104, and what units are affected, and who's required to fix this, and all the documents and communications related to that.
Correct. You learn well, Dan.
Well, I'm slow, but we'll get there in the end. What was the biggest surprise, I guess?
I think the length of time between my vision and it actually happening. If I go in the background, how I tackled this was I hired the BDC bank and had them come into the office, sit with staff and say, okay, what's your key pain points? And if money was no object, what would you want to see? And started it that way. And then very quickly realized there wasn't an off-the-shelf program that I could purchase that would give me all the tools to fix all the problems and still be in one platform. So yeah, we had switched over to Sage 300 and had also purchased CRM, but then it was finding someone that I could educate to understand, one, my vision, and two, what's the day-to-day operations that go on. So it's been a long haul, fast, a lot slower than I thought it would be, but I also get I'm a specialized industry.
It's a lot of changing human behavior too. And we didn't introduce everything at once because we are on budgets, right?
Yeah.
But when I think back about, it's been gradual progress. And when I'm speaking to new companies, I always say, well, part of it is you understanding what you can do with Sage CRM and maybe seeing what other people are doing and picking apart. But a big part of it too is for myself or any of our project managers to figure out how your guys' business operates and what you need to do. So there's a lot of learning going on from both camps. It's a very collaborative approach. It has to be, right?
Yeah. You know, and as far as I know, nobody else has got this type of system at all.
I'm a fool. I should be going after the property
No,
management
it's
business.
not your program. It's not your baby. It is my baby.
Well, there's so many different companies out there, and there's a lot of different property management softwares, but I think what Sage has going for it is that it's really a communication system and a web development platform, and it's malleable and you can bend it around the unique requirements of any individual company. And we absolutely did that in your system.
Yep.
Do you
Well,
feel
when I
like,
look at it, there was programs out there like Yardi, but they're really geared towards the rental market or the commercial market. And the hole that was missing was the condo market because it is so different.
but yet I live here in Toronto where it's Mondo condo, there's condos everywhere, probably the same in most major cities around North America. I'm surprised there's not.
There is a program there. I forget what it's called. It's called Condo something. And I did look at that and it was far less expensive, but it didn't tie in the financial information. And that was one of the key points I wanted, was a system that would house everything.
I think another thing, so when I started with you, that was before the Accelerator integration. Accelerator is the advanced integration with Outlook. We didn't have that tool at our disposal when we started. We've only had it for the last 3 years. And I think ACMS was, I don't want to say guinea pig because we went first and other people got it at the same time as you, but having such a tight integration with Outlook has been huge for me, and I think huge for most office-bound people, that are in Outlook all day.
Yeah, being tied into Outlook, that was just an added bonus that I hadn't even anticipated.
So now you've got Outlook, you've got the desktop, and you're integrating with your accounting data.
Well, and the other thing that we've done is tied it into a portal now, right? That's owners and board members can get to, like, it's become a really integrated system.
The Sage CRM system is accessible to non-CRM users through your website, so that I think we started off with board members, but now anybody can go in there and see what's going on with their building or their case, depending on their rights. So different users log in and they have different abilities or access to your system, but it's better. It's better.
Yep. Like, we've come a long way in 6 years. Even though I said it's taking longer than I thought it would.
I prefer when you say it that way versus why are you guys so slow?
But yeah. And what we're using before Sage?
All different programs. We were using like Microsoft, and we were using Sage 50 on the accounting software, but everything was kind of independent. Nothing was all tied together nicely. So if I wanted to, if you phoned me as a unit owner or a board member, I either had to do paper digging or I had to go into multiple systems to be able to track everything, whether it was email or Microsoft Word, or where this, at least I can flow it all back to the unit or to the board. And I don't have to have a bunch of systems open and running.
What advice would you give the crazy people that are thinking of implementing a CRM, Sage CRM or otherwise?
I am totally happy that I made the move and went with the CRM. And like I said, it was just a vision for me. And the universe kind of listened to me and put the right people in play to say, oh, okay, if you use this and this, and, you know, like yourself and Steve, and I don't want to ever, I think using multiple systems and not one platform is kind of like, you remember those monster size cell phones? They're gone, the way of the dodo bird. I think if you don't change, innovate, pivot, whatever you want to call it, you're not going to survive. And that's how I feel about this platform, that thank God I had that dream and the drive to find the answer, because I think it's given my business a leg up to my competitors. or even to their own staff, the amount of labor that's saved, right? When it's in one place.
I think saving a lot of steps and having it all in one place, and you knowing quickly what's going on with a building or an issue or even one of your staff members.
Yeah.
At least it's there.
And I'd say the other thing, Dan, that we did that we haven't acknowledged yet is building things like visual charts so that you can see when you open your CRM, oh, the last time something was touched was this long ago. Like those charts became valuable, and they're accountability charts basically. And the other piece that we haven't talked about that we built was critical dates. So when's your contract coming up on the elevator, or the landscaping contract, or, oh, fire systems have to be tested. Like, we've done so much in the last 6 years. It's all stuff that kind of pings you and says, hey, you've got this coming up 120 days before, but then there's a dashboard that as management, or even yourself as a manager, can look at and go, oh, I missed that target date, or that target date's getting really close. I need to get that budget out the door.
Yeah. You have come a long way. And I would say some of the things that I always repeat to people are, it takes us a while to understand your business because every business is different. And the advantage of Sage CRM is you can really make it your own. You can always bend it to wrap around your unique requirements. And another thing I mentioned is it's a lot more about changing human behavior than anything else, which is, the case, right? People have to learn to do things a little differently.
That was probably more of some of our big struggles in the beginning. I had somebody on staff that would go, oh, now it takes me 30 clicks instead of 5 clicks. And it was like, okay, then we work through those issues and
make it down to 5 clicks, 4 clicks.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah. Well, I feel very fortunate that I came across you, Crystal, and that you've been so patient. I am proud of your system in that it just keeps evolving and getting better. And let's see what's next.